The greatest of all paleoanthropology mysteries. The year was 1912. The science establishment in England was obsessed with finding Darwin's mysterious missing link. Charles Dawson was a solicitor. He was an amateur archaeologist with a reputation of being a publicity seeker. Dawson contacted Sir Arthur Smith Woodward of the London Royal Anthropology Society and told him he had discovered some early human fossils. Smith Woodward rushed to the site in Sussex where the workmen had found the fossils. After a detailed analysis, Smith Woodward declared the skull and jaw to be genuine. He received the full endorsement of his findings from Sir Arthur Keith, president of the Royal Anthropological Institute. The press went crazy. Darwin's missing link had been found. For nearly 40 years thereafter, the field of paleoanthropology was sequestered by Piltdown Man. It overshadowed other tremendously important fossil discoveries such as Homo erectus in China, the cowboy skull, and the Australopithecines in South Africa. Even the great Louis Leakey got hoodwinked. From Clark.edu between the wars, Louis Leakey used Piltdown Man for calibration of his fossil finds. But a small group of old school scientists remain unconvinced. Anthropologists in Asia first to cry foul. German anthropologist Franz Weidenreich, the co-discoverer of Peking Man, Homo erectus, was the first to shoot back, "Das ist nicht sehr gut." Weidenreich was an expert in craniology, phrenology, and morphometrics. Weidenreich also founded multi-regionalism, the belief that Europeans, Asiatics, and Africans evolved from different branches of Homo erectus. In 1936, Weidenreich and his colleague Gustav von Koenigswald discovered two large molars in a Hong Kong herbal shop. They declared a new species, Gigantopithecus. The two gentlemen had become experts on orangutan anatomy, most especially mandibles and dentition. From Open Mind 2018, the German anthropologist Franz Weidenreich argued that the Piltdown Man was simply a jigsaw of a modern human skull and an orangutan jaw with filed teeth. Objections from African paleoanthropologists. Raymond Dart had been slighted by Piltdown. London anthropologists led by Keith doubted his ape-man tongue child, Australopithecus africanus, discovered in 1924. Dart had been upstaged at an anthropology conference in London by Piltdown. It was to be his big announcement of the tongue child. Dart's protege and successor at the University of Witwatersrand, Philip Tobias, accused Keith of being involved in a long-standing cover-up of Piltdown Man for his own aggrandizement. In 1953, it all came crashing down as Wilfred LaGrosse Clark, Leakey's PhD advisor at Oxford, exposed Piltdown as a hoax. He and his team at Oxford used new carbon dating methods to determine the skull cap was just 600 years old. One theory, the culprit grave robbed the skull cap from a man from the medieval era. Close examination of the mandible showed it was from an orangutan, likely from the local zoo. The fossil had been stained antique brown. Over the years, other suspects emerged, including a Jesuit, Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, known prankster Horace de Vere Cole, and London-based zoologist Martin Hinton. There were even fanciful tales that Sir Arthur Conan Doyle might have played a role in the hoax. OpenMind.com. Some suggested the involvement of Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, as a way to get his revenge against scientists who despise his spiritualism. An exhaustive study on Piltdown was released in 2016. Quote, "Our work shows that a century on we can add a new chapter to Piltdown. We found surprising evidence that the forger had even removed the molars in order to modify them, and had then replaced them in the jawbone." Chris Stringer, London Express. The London Express noted, "It is highly likely that an orangutan specimen and at least 2 human skeletons were used to create the fakes, which are still kept at the London Museum." Quote, "Although multiple individuals have been accused, our analysis showed consistency between all the different specimens. It is clear from our analysis that this work was likely all carried out by one forger, Charles Dawson." End quote. Dr. Isabel de Groot, Royal Society. To this day, Dawson's motive remains unclear. There was speculation that he had a long-running grudge of a professional nature against Keith. Dawson had died in 1916, unexpectedly, of a mysterious illness. Dawson was buried at the Piltdown site in Sussex. There is a tombstone. Mourners still leave flowers at the gravesite. Thank you for watching. Be sure to leave a comment and let us know what you think of the video. Thank you.